Morning, Wall Street winners. It is Friday, March the 7th, and we have just had the February jobs report, which came in unexpectedly, or I guess expectedly, kind of in line with estimates. I think a lot of people had jumped the gun and thought that the Doge cuts and the tariffs, which have led to some layoffs or at least layoff announcements, would show up in the February print. But I think that was just miscalculation, if anything. I think where we're going to see those predominantly will be in the March and April payrolls report or the jobs reports. So that's what they're now talking about is keeping an eye on the March print versus February. Right now, the jobs seem fairly stable. I mean, there's certainly a lot of uncertainty out there. And with the tariffs on a 30-day pause again, with Canada and Mexico, then there is a little bit more time for these to get pushed out a little bit further in terms of the calendar year. So that's where we are with kind of the news headlines. We had some great earnings after hours yesterday from Broadcom, but we had a miss from Costco. So if we take a look at the futures, all three were down. Now, interesting. The Nasdaq appears to be up slightly. But it's really the semiconductors that are lifting the Nasdaq. So if we flip over to the Yahoo app, and before I even get into this, if you're liking these videos, please like and subscribe to the channel. Um, Before I get into this, I want to point out a couple of things. First, the VIX has dropped down. It's still at 24, so it's still very high. The Nasdaq has dipped now into the red. It's -8. I don't think this is a buy the dip moment. I think we're going to have with these periods of inconsistency in decision making coming from the White House around um, key policies, statements that affect international trade. We're going to see ups and downs, but I don't think we're anywhere near the end of this. So, um, don't think the market may pop back up today. I'm not sure, but I don't think you want to get caught holding something at an elevated price when it's highly likely that price is going to fall further. So if we take a look through health and retail, Costco is now below $900. We called that yesterday. Um, Based on their earnings. So that's about a call it a $30, $28 drop. Lulu is down, not a ton because it got hit earlier uh, in the year and dropped significantly. Dollar General had a good day yesterday. It's off a little today. Even Walmart, which should come out of this fairly strong, is off. I do expect Walmart to get down below $90 a share. And at that point, I would probably look at that as an attractive addition. Home Depot's down. Nike has been kind of hovering in that 70, high 70s range. And then healthcare. Healthcare for the most part yesterday had an okay day. Today it looks like it's given back most of those gains. I find it strange that transport had a good day yesterday, but it did nevertheless. I think it will pull back today. Oil, oil having a good day yesterday for the most part, and yet crude was down. It's still at $67 a barrel. So yes, it's up 72 cents today, which is positive and should bode well for oil stocks. Um, but we have no idea really what the new administration's policy is around crude pricing. We know they want energy costs low. That typically means that they want oil at the pump low, but we don't know much more around how they plan to execute on that. And then we get into tech, and it's mostly red on the screen here, except for your semiconductor stocks as we go into the morning session. Um, we have Micron, which is not reported. It reports in about 2 weeks, so 13 days. So that'll be interesting to hear what they come out with. I think their story will be and earnings will be similar to Broadcom because of their close alignment in the data center space with the parts that they manufacture. CrowdStrike fell again yesterday. I can't see that stock maintaining the current level that it's at. I think it's going to only come down further. If I were holding CrowdStrike, I would be selling CrowdStrike right now. But that's where we are with CrowdStrike after some earnings that came out this week. CRM down at 286 is off. We've got Palo Alto down again today. Net down. Net's too high as well, in my opinion. Got up to 140s. I think that's going to come down to around the 100 to 110 range. Small comeback today for ARM, but nowhere near what it lost yesterday. I mean, ARM is coming down in price as well. You've got on semi. I had held this for quite a while. I finally sold it a few days ago. I don't believe on semi's coming back because the car market is going to go into the tank with these tariffs, and that's going to put huge pressure on semi. Um, EA, oddly enough, the games company, has been kind of holding its own throughout this. So it's a bit of a standalone stock here, having announced some bad news about a month ago prior to its earnings and having dropped significantly and then recovered on earnings. Lam Research, a great company, but down as well. Workday down. Like it's just, except for Broadcom, which had great results, but even there, you're seeing the market suck it back. It was up 8%, which was close to, or 10% at one point, up to almost $20. Now it's up $14, even after doing everything possible to be a shining star in this crazy market. Even Meta down at 627, 628, and looking like it's dropping again today. I think there's a fabulous opportunity in Meta. I mentioned four stocks yesterday that I would buy. Um, at some point as they continue to fall. One of them was Meta, another one was Broadcom, a third one was Nvidia, and a fourth was Google. I think those are four extremely strong companies. The stocks may not be reflecting it now, and then TSM would be a fifth, but extremely strong companies. And then the others that I'm starting to look at now as they fall off, because they'll be first to go into earnings in April, is Goldman. Goldman down at the 568 range. I mean, it was 668 about 7 or 8 days ago. Um, so these, we called this as well. We said financials will pull back, and sure enough, they have pulled back and pulled back fairly significantly, depending on what you're looking at. Even SoFi down in the 1250 range. That's a huge pullback from 18, and it had phenomenal earnings. Apollo Management was up in the 160s recently. Now it's down in the 135 range, and a lot of these looking like they're going to drop again today. So again, not suggesting to buy the dip, but just keep watching and see what happens. You don't have to time the bottom. You want to get in when these start to turn and start to move upwards. Good luck in your trades today. And if you're liking the videos, please hit the like and subscribe.